What's going on, guys? Alpha the Wizard back at it with another video. Today we have me, Alpha the Wizard, versus the YCS champion from a couple YCSs ago, Paulie Aronson himself. And without further ado, we're just going to go ahead and hop in. We are going to see a very good rock paper scissors battle, and before Paulie eventually gets it with the paper. So we're gonna see 60 versus 40. You hate to see it. Opening hands, we got Beaver, Diviner, Havnus, Keldo, Sulik. Opponent has Terraforming, Keldo, Mudora, Orange Light, and Planet. So it looks like it's probably Spright, Ishizu, Tier, 60 cards versus, it looks like just a Ishizu tier. So we're going to see Paulie start off with Terraforming. That's going to go ahead and get a planet, and then he's just going to activate the planet. The planet is going to go ahead and just get Rhino Heart here. He's going to normal summon Rhino, activate effect. We're going to chain Havnus. He's going to chain Orange Light, discarding Mudora, because that gets another interruption in the graveyard as well. Sending Havnus effect engrave. We can't use our Havnus because we have nothing to fuse with in hand. That's going to get him to a Kikalos. Kikalos effect is search. And that just gets him a Merrily. Then he's using Kid effect to summon. He's going to summon out the Merrily, mill 8 cards, and that is really, really solid. He's going to use Merrily Chainlink 1, Sheeran Chainlink 2, Scream Chainlink 3, doesn't use Kelback even though he has interruptions in grave. That's going to grab him Sulik, and then fuse for Rukalos, and then fuse again, and that's probably just gonna make Garura. Yep, making Garura, and then link those two off into Elf. Garura, draw a card, set Sulik, and pass turn. So yeah, he ends on Rukalos Elf with Merrily engrave. He does have multiple forms of interruption in the graveyard because he has Keldo and Mudora, so that's a total of 6 cards he can shuffle from either player's graveyard. It's going to be very hard to play through just the graveyard interruptions, to be honest. Let's see what we can do. Standby main. Oh, he's decided that he was just going to elf back Orange Light just to have another body. This is testing, so it's fine that we do this. In a tournament, obviously, you wouldn't let that happen. So we're just going to normal summon Diviner effects. That's going to dump Kelbeck, and then we're just going to use Kelbeck. Let's see if we get punished here. So he's going to mill some more cards that mill. And Merrily effect, Rhino effect. He's going to chain, probably, to shuffle those. I probably should have just started off with the Beaver, to be honest. That would have been much more optimal, but he could have just chained Rukalos to negate it. So we just go ahead and just go next game here. Getting our whooping from Paulie. We're being punished for playing 60 cards. Opening hand, we have Havnus, Scream, Blue, Sheeran, and Merrily. The opponent has Orange Light again, Sheeran, Merrily, Rhino, and the Fairy Keldo for the Orange Light. And Keldo's like one of the better ones to have with Orange Light because it's one of the ones that shuffles. Activate Scream, activate Sheeran. We're going to stump Havnus, special, mill 3. We do see Ibly and Fenrir in here as well. Some pretty bad mills. Havnus effect, chain Scream. It's going to mill 3 more bad mills. Those are actually terrible mills. We have so many good potential mills, but because we're playing 60 cards, we are less likely to see them, which me and Paulie had a very good conversation about this. 60 cards probably just isn't the way if you're trying to mill. Kid effect to search. No, he's going to go ahead and just chain Orange Light to that. And then Kid effect to mill 5. We do see a Merrily and a Rhino, but our opponent does unfortunately have a Keldo engraved now. Activate Merrily. He's going to chain the Keldo to shuffle it back. And Rhino and Kikalos. Normal summon blue. Those are going to go into an elf. Elf effect to revive. Blue effects. Probably just get a jet. Jet effect get smashers. And then this can go into a Sprint. Sprint can dump the beeve or the angler. Yeah, angler, get 2 beeves. Yep, and then now we can make the giant boy, giant guy effect, and that's gonna summon from deck. That's gonna get Spright red, and we're gonna set smashers past turn. Oh, and Paulie plays on his phone, so he has glitches. But yeah, so looking at the end board here, we do have Elf in play. Nothing crazy to bring back from Grave, but just something to get red live. We do have Sprint as an interruption because it's gigantic. We have Smashers as well. It's just unfortunate that we don't have a Merrily because our Scream is basically just pointless at this point. Will he draw a good card? He draws Planet. That's pretty insane. Activate Planets. Planet effect, that's gonna get Havness, which is pretty safe bet. Activate Sheeran, discard Rhino, summon Sheeran, mill 3. He's gonna activate Rhino to summon. We're gonna think on that. We're gonna chain Elf. We're gonna get Jet. He's gonna chain Havness to the Elf. Mill 3 cards. Does hit a Sheeran. It looks like we have starter and graveyard. Probably only play 1, so no jet effects. And then we are going to red negate one of the fuses. Rhino still dumps, and then fuses again to bring out Kikalos. And then Planet's gonna try to pop the back row, which we're gonna chain Sprint to bounce, chain Smashers. So we're going to banish the Rhino to prevent a Kaleido Heart from coming out, and then shuffle back the kit or bounce it. And then instead of starter, we banish blue for cost, which I guess it didn't really matter because we still play in the dark no matter what. So now we're going to see normal summon Merrily. He's gonna mill 3. Already used Havness. Then he's just gonna use those to go into dark. We played it in dark no matter what because our mills were kind of odd. Bring back Sheeran. Battle phase. He's just gonna clear the board. Yep, and then those go into an elf. He's gonna elf, revive, Merrily. And then just use those 2 for IP. Pass turn. We draw Keldo. Nothing that's really gonna help us here. End of main. He's gonna go ahead and use elf effects. We do see that he still has Keldo Grave as an interruption. He's going to mill 3, hits a tier name, and we just admit defeat. Yep, getting a clean 2-0 by Paulie himself. I always like showing the replays that I lose most of the time just because there's a lot we can learn from it, you and me as the audience. You know, we can just learn what we could have done better here. I think this was just totally RNG based, this particular match, because all my mills were terrible. But I think the lesson that I mainly learned from this is that 60 cards is not the way. You still want to play somewhere between 40 and 50 maybe. But yeah, so that's the end of the match. This is Alpha the Wizard. Make sure you drop a like, comment, subscribe down below for more content, and I will see you in the next one.